Director Justin Tipping, handpicked by Jordan Peele, crafts a surreal descent into madness. Peele's Monkeypaw Productions infuses the film with its signature blend of social critique and psychological horror. Football, in him, is no longer a sport. It's a cult. The film draws eerie parallels to classics like Rosemary's Baby and Hereditary, but replaces haunted houses with stadiums and demons with coaches. So, let's get into the story narrative. Him, the occult beneath the gridiron. As the movie unfolds, one might begin to see how the occult symbolism is layered. The playbook resembles a Masonic cipher. Locker room rituals mimic pagan cleansing rites. Isaiah's compound features a stained glass dome with a stylized Eye of Providence. Cam's injury is framed as a sacrifice, echoing the myth of Prometheus. As Cam spirals deeper, the line between ambition and possession blurs. Is he becoming the next football legend, or the next vessel? A young Cameron Cade sits transfixed before the television, watching the San Antonio Saviors clinch their championship. The crowd erupts, but the moment that sears itself into Cam's psyche isn't the victory, it's the sacrifice. Isaiah White, the team's legendary quarterback, dives across the goal line and crumples beneath a brutal leg injury. The stadium hushes. Cam's father leans in and says, "Real men make sacrifices." That line becomes gospel. Years later, Cam is a rising college quarterback, praised for his discipline and drive, but during a late-night solo practice, he's attacked by a masked figure dressed like a goat, a chilling nod to the Baphomet, a symbol of duality and occult initiation. The head injury threatens his career, but instead of retreating, Cam receives an invitation: train with Isaiah White at his private desert compound. Jordan Peele, whose Monkeypaw Productions backed the film, explained in a press conference, "We wanted to explore what happens when ambition becomes religion and sport becomes ritual." Cam arrives at the compound, a brutalist structure nestled in the desert like a forgotten temple. Isaiah greets him not with warmth, but with ceremony. Cam is handed a leather-bound playbook, its pages filled with geometric diagrams and cryptic annotations, more cipher than strategy. The symbols echo Masonic design, invoking a sense of sacred distortion. Occult scholar John Dickey, author of The Craft, remarked, "Freemasons often used layered symbols to encode moral lessons. When films mimic these ciphers, they tap into a subconscious unease, the sense that something sacred is being twisted." Cam's training is punishing. Machines launch footballs at his face with mechanical cruelty. He's forced to headbutt teammates in drills that resemble hazing rituals. Each session leaves him bloodied, dazed, and increasingly detached from reality. The locker room scenes are drenched in ritual. Cam is stripped, measured, and bathed in steam, while silent observers watch from the shadows. The sequence mirrors pagan cleansing rites, purification before transformation. Jennifer Sedini, an expert in esoteric symbolism, noted, "Steam, nudity, and silence are classic elements of initiation." The film uses these to suggest Cam is being reborn, not as a player, but as a vessel. Isaiah's compound is crowned by a stained glass dome, featuring a stylized Eye of Providence, the all-seeing eye often linked to Freemasonry and Illuminati lore. When sunlight filters through, it casts kaleidoscopic patterns onto the field, turning drills into ceremonies. Marlon Wayans, who plays Isaiah, said in an interview, "Isaiah's compound is his church. He's not just training Cam, he's anointing him." Outside the compound, fans gather like zealots. Their faces are pale, their eyes vacant. They chant Cam's name not with admiration, but with hunger. Inside, Isaiah injects Cam with his own blood, calling it an energy booster. Cam begins to hallucinate masked figures, some animalistic, others angelic, all watching him. The Promethean sacrifice in horror cinema. Cam's injury is reframed as a Promethean sacrifice. Just as Prometheus gave fire to humanity and was punished by the gods, chained to a rock and tormented for eternity, Cam gives his body to the game and suffers for it. His pain becomes currency. His suffering becomes spectacle. This myth has echoed through horror cinema for decades. In Hellraiser, the pursuit of forbidden knowledge leads to eternal torment. In The Fly, scientific ambition transforms the body into a grotesque prison. In Hereditary, the family's legacy becomes a vessel for demonic rebirth. In him, Cam's sacrifice is both physical and spiritual. He becomes the flame, the offering, the vessel through which Isaiah's legacy will burn brighter. Jordan Peele explained, "We wanted Isaiah to be terrifying not because he's evil, but because he believes he's righteous. So, what do you think? Did the movie Him scare you or caused confusion? If you liked this video, give it a like and share. Be sure to leave comments and select the next video about iconic symbols in horror films that terrifying us. Until next time, happy screams and hilarious dreams."